Good morning, everybody. Imagine standing in a canyon just 25 minutes from right here, from downtown Dallas, with no real evidence of human activity. An endangered golden-cheeked warbler, the only bird that nests exclusively within the state of Texas, sings amidst a backdrop of white flowering dogwoods and dark green ash junipers. Picture a child following a morning cloak butterfly or a metallic blue-green tiger beetle along a trail. These creatures staying just out of reach, her laughter mingling with the songs of painted buntings and wide-eyed vireos. This is Dogwood Canyon, a place where nature's wonders from eastern and western parts of our state collide. It's been my life's work to protect it. I'm David Hurt, and today I want to take you on a journey from a birdseed peddler's dream of a quiet retreat to a mission to save a biological treasure and connect a growing city to its wild heart. 33 years ago, I graduated from UT with a business degree, followed a girlfriend to Dallas, and opened a Wild Birds Unlimited store on Lover's Lane. I was a passionate birder, an amateur naturalist, and always a believer that the highest use of land is to leave it wild. My store became a top franchise in the country in a few short years, but success had a considerable cost. Working 70 or 80 hours a week, I craved the solace of nature, the kind I had grown to know in central Texas as a child, where hills and streams and birds were my playground. In 1996, even more desperate for a refuge, I began searching the hilly areas of southwest Dallas County for a place to call home. I discovered a hidden canyon at the end of a dead-end road in Cedar Hill, just 16 miles from downtown and 25 minutes from work. It felt just like the wilderness of my childhood. With plans to build a home, we scraped together enough money to finance 40 acres and option another 24. But as I explored, I realized the land was no ordinary plot. This canyon, part of the White Rock Escarpment, was a biological marvel, a place where Texas ecoregions converged. First, I discovered white trout lilies, perhaps the largest population in existence. Then I stumbled across a grove of flowering dogwoods. That changed everything. They were stunningly out of place in Dallas County's shallow, alkaline clay soils. Dogwoods thrive in the moist, acid soils of East Texas, yet here they were. Over the next year, I found 3 species of orchids, 250-year-old ash juniper trees, and the list goes on. The avian life was equally extraordinary. Black-chinned hummingbirds from West Texas and ruby-throated hummingbirds from East Texas argued over coral honeysuckle. Golden-cheeked warblers sang from the oak juniper hillsides by day, Chuck-Will's widows called by night. This wasn't just land, it was a thriving testament to nature's complexity, a crossroads too precious for one family's home. So what should we do to protect it? In 1998, we approached Audubon Dallas about creating a bird sanctuary. Board member Johnny Jones suggested that we donate the land to Audubon, and in return, they would buy the same amount of land, doubling the size of the sanctuary. When the $120,000 sanctuary fund in Audubon was depleted, 17 members gave $900 each for the next 2 years in option money to hold on to land that we couldn't buy at the time. As luck would have it, our vision to save land sprouted about the same time John Flicker of National Audubon Society set out to establish 1,000 Audubon nature centers. He called them libraries of nature. Dogwood Canyon would become an Audubon center. But the challenge was immense. There were 23 parcels of land and 16 landowners to approach. Raising $7.4 million seemed all but impossible. I became the dog and pony show, taking over 5,000 people on hikes to see the trout lilies and dogwoods, point out warblers, and share the story of this unique ecosystem. One year I led 100 hikes and lost 17 pounds. Perhaps I should try that again. Audubon members and my Wild Birds Unlimited customers were initially our biggest supporters. Annie Brown, fundraising superstar and one of my personal heroes, was hired by National Audubon. She brought her unique talent navigating the complexities of a project with many stakeholders. The city of Cedar Hill became a key partner, seeing the value of Nature Center in their community. Fast forward 10 years, because I only have a few minutes, and local school children planted a dogwood tree at the groundbreaking of the Leeds Gold 6,000 square foot C.E. Doolin Education and Visitor Center and the Ward Family Nature Play Area at Dogwood Canyon. And in 2011, the center opened its doors with 204 acres, 3 miles of trails, and programs to serve 5,000 school children every year. But the bigger story is that Dogwood Canyon isn't an island. It's part of a larger tapestry. It sits within a 4,000-acre greenbelt, surrounded by Cedar Hill State Park and Joe Pool Lake, Cedar Ridge, Cedar Mountain, and Calabria preserves, which are now linked by the Balcones Trail, a visionary project initiated by the city of Cedar Hill and the start of a seamless network of trails across southwest Dallas County. Although owned by many entities, this massive amount of green space forms an impressive wildlife corridor. When fully protected, it will ensure maximum biodiversity in a region facing explosive growth. 22 years ago, Audubon Dallas took over the management of Cedar Ridge Preserve, which, like Dogwood Canyon, is free admission. 15,000 annual visitors has grown to an astonishing 500,000 last year. Last year, 60 acres next to Cedar Ridge Preserve came on the market. We weren't prepared, but we mobilized and raised $900,000 to buy it. This purchase energized Audubon once again to acquire more land. We set out now to acquire 1,400 additional acres, connecting it all with an extensive trail system. Our work is urgent. When I started, DFW had 4.3 million people. Today it's over 8 million, and it's growing by 150,000 a year. By the turn of the century, I won't know it, but it may be the largest metro area in the whole country. If we don't act right now, we'll be buying land by the foot instead of by the acre. The good news, Cedar Hill was recently certified as a bird city in Texas by Texas Parks and Wildlife, and it targets 25% of its land to green space, aligning perfectly with Audubon's goals. This could be an incredible partnership. Challenges remain. City budgets rarely support green space acquisition, and donors and foundations are more accustomed to funding buildings and programs than land purchases. Landowners hold out for higher prices while urban sprawl presses on. Moments of triumph, like buying 60 more acres, keeps us going. The story began with a boy who loved birds, shaped by my father's nature lessons and my mother's insistence that I go outside and play. First, Wild Birds Unlimited, then Dogwood Canyon, later Cedar Ridge Preserve and Trinity River Audubon Center. Now it's putting together the final pieces in the Audubon nature puzzle. Rudyard Kipling wrote, "Mankind was given all earth to love, but since our hearts are small, ordained for each, one spot should prove beloved over all." Dogwood Canyon is my beloved spot. I urge you, where dogwoods bloom, warblers sing, and people wander as they wander. I urge you to find your spot. You can start small. Audubon in Dallas was merely a bird-watching organization when we started. Now we collectively own or manage 1,169 acres, host about 550,000 people a year. Whatever you choose to do in your favorite spot in the world, collectively, we will confront the greatest challenge of our generation, reconnecting people with nature. Thank you.